Hello again, everyone. It's Vince Forer from TradeWinds.com, and this is our update for April 19th, 2017. Let's take a quick look at today's markets. Well, we saw another triple-digit loss for the Dow. This one due to the IBM. IBM took down the Dow and the S&P today. The Dow finished lower by 118 points, while the S&P 500 was lower by 4. NASDAQ managed to gain about 13 points, and the Russell was up 5 points. Now, let's take a closer look at this. The Dow breaching these lows here is right back at these lows here. This is crucial. If we don't see a bounce here, which doesn't look likely, looks like we're going to that next support level down in here near 20,000. The S&P also flashing a bearish engulfing setup here today, so that doesn't look good at all. Now, of course, we'll have to wait and see if we get a trade below today's low, but that's an issue. But have a look at IBM. This is really what caused most of this loss. It was down over 8 points today, good for about half the loss in the Dow. After earnings here, it gapped significantly lower. This was mostly due to the fact that it's 20 consecutive quarters of lower sales for IBM. So not looking good at all, and momentum is to the downside. This should continue lower. If you look at the weekly and the monthly here, you see the weekly is already well below that 20-period moving average and heading lower, while the monthly is about to face a big test here near the 20-period moving average. If that breaks, look out, we'll see much lower prices. Now, bonds today reversing slightly, down 68 cents. While gold was down about 11 points at the close, but it was lower much earlier in the day and made most of that back. And if we look at silver here, silver pulling back again today, but this is a nice orderly pullback to this upsloping 20. I think silver is on the verge of a much bigger move to the upside here. If we can reverse here, I mean, we do have to be patient and wait for a reversal signal. But if we get that here in and around where we are now, look at the weekly. All right, we have or had this bullish engulfing pattern. We haven't traded above the high yet, but if we can breach that, we're in for multi-week highs. And if you look at the monthly, you know, we've already come back to retest this moving average and held. I think we're on the verge of a much bigger move here on silver. Now, also today, excuse me, gold, crude collapsed down 2 points today. A vicious move. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind is that as goes the price of oil, goes the Canadian dollar. They very much trade in line. So whenever you see a big move in oil like this, you can look at the Forex market and take any currency paired against the Canadian dollar, for example, the US dollar here. So crude crashes, so will the Canadian dollar, and you'll see that the US dollar here against the Canadian spike nicely. So always think of oil and the Canadian dollar as one, and that will help you identify opportunities in the Forex market going forward. Okay, that's about it for now. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you on our next update.